afternoon, everybody.
Good afternoon.
Thanks for tuning in.
We are, me and Kevin are here at the Lighthouse for the Blind in Fort Worth. This Zoom is going to be about the technology center that we have. I'm going to show a few items that we have here. Sorry, I'm losing my train of thought, but
the technology center here, this evaluation center, it's been a project we've been working on for a better part of a year, wouldn't you say, Shawn?
Yeah. So back in October, we had signed the contract with Texas Workforce to have an Assistive Technology Evaluation Center. And so then we started work on the room and we got this built. I think it was finished in January. And then we got all the equipment ordered and it started arriving. And then along with the equipment came COVID.
Yeah, so it slowed things down a little bit.
Definitely slowed things down. The state's still pretty much shut down and all working from home. And this is Kevin's first time in the office since, what, March?
That feels about right. Yeah, since March.
And so, yeah, we're here today just to start learning the equipment. A couple OCR devices.
Yeah, just kind of give you a little sample of what's to come. There's about 40 pieces of technology here, Shawn.
We're not going to go through all of them today, but we got two of them.
Yes, a little sample, test sample. We also have somebody joining us this afternoon, Mr. Bobby Lakey from Crystal Vision.
Hello, everyone. I've actually been on a meeting before, but as a voice from my home. But I'm actually have the opportunity and the pleasure of being here on site with these guys today, looking at a very nice tech room here, very large, very spacious, and very well equipped. Just needs to be able to open the door so that you guys and Texas Workforce Commission clients can come in and check out all this great technology that's in this room.
I'm sure what will happen, sooner, possibly sooner, is to get it open to where, not only can it be an asset of Texas Workforce, but for everyone, teachers and students and the general public to come in and see what types of assistive technology is available. So I'm looking forward to that as well.
All right, we do have probably a few announcements to make regarding some events coming up next week. On Monday, on June 1st, I'm doing a tutorial on recorders, on digital recorders. So that might include something, for example, such as the PenFriend 2, the Olympus recorder, the Wilson. My goal is to kind of give you, just an overview of some of the recorders, what their strengths, weaknesses, and some of the advantages of using a recorder when you're blind in general. So that'll be at 1 o'clock Monday next week. And then on Tuesday
at 10, Alex has her O&M moment, or O&M tips and tricks. I think Alex just joined us.
Yeah, I think I heard her join us.
I'm here. Hello.
There you are. Hello.
What's going on Tuesday, Miss Alex?
So I'll be doing orientation and mobility tip. We're going to go over how to find dropped objects using our cane and also using our hands if we need to actually crouch down and find the item. So it's going to be with our cane, and then we're also going to talk about how to find a dropped object with our hands.
So that would be really helpful. We all of us, I think Bob included, we've all been in that position where we drop something on the floor and then you go to locate it and you end up knocking it away further from yourself.
That or you kneel down to find it and you knock your head into the coffee table.
Yeah, that's why Shawn went to the School of Hard Knocks.
Right.
Literally. Yeah. So and then on Wednesday we've got a guest speaker, don't we, Shawn?
We do. We have Kevin Merkel as a transition counselor from Texas Workforce coming to talk to us. Kevin's low vision. Be interested to hear his story. And that's actually is going to wrap it up for next week. We're not going to have a technology class on next Thursday, but we'll resume everything again on Monday.
The following week, yes. All right. Any questions about any of those announcements? All right.
Well, we got here about 10 this morning and started unboxing some items. I think we may have some over there by you, Kevin.
Oh, yes. Well, I have one here.
The smaller.
Smaller. Yeah, this is I believe this is the smart reader, right? Is that what you wanted? Got a nice handle on there. So
If you can, it might be fun for y'all to see.
Can you take your camera down some? Keep going. A little bit more. Much better.
Can you see it at least somewhat?
Yes.
Okay. This would be good. We'll be showing it backwards. But tell us a little bit about smart readers, kind of a little highlights here, Bobby.
So on the smart reader, you basically, we have a lot of options these days, thankfully, as blind or visually impaired people to be able to gain access to the printed text, to what's on the piece of paper. A lot of us just simply want to know, what does that piece of paper say? What has come to us in the mail, etc. Okay, so we obviously have ways that we can tackle that using a smartphone. But that is, involves a whole different set of skills and aiming and those things. So some people may want something that's a designated tool for being able to read print. And Enhanced Vision, which is one of the Vispero companies.
Volume 7.
Vispero is the kind of the umbrella company. One of their subsidiaries is Enhanced Vision, and they've created this smart reader. And the smart reader is a 4-pound tabletop model that will allow to have it sitting on the table. And in order to turn it on, what Shawn has done is raise the reading arm to the up position, and that automatically turns it on. It does have a nice handle, stands up about 10 inches off the table, I guess. Were you going to say something?
Oh, I was just going to say, yeah, normally it comes with this arm down, flush against the front here. There's even kind of a Velcro belt that goes around the unit to hold it in place, so you can pick it up and carry it around with you.
Yes, and and you certainly would want to carry it with that arm in the down position and the off position for safety, so that you don't bang that arm on something and end up damaging it. But this device is, I think of it primarily for the person who is blind, but it does have the expansion capability for people who are low vision, in that through an HDMI port, you can connect an external monitor via HDMI cable so that it becomes a unit that is text to speech and text to large print. So you can take the piece of paper, lay it in front of it, press a button to have it capture it. It will process that and then speak it to you and then show it to you in large print on the screen as well. And there's across the front of the base, there's 3 larger buttons. The one on the left is your back button. So if it's reading and you want to go backwards a few words at a time, you can press that. If you want to start and stop the reading, you press the center button. And on the right-hand side, you press the right button to advance it. Those buttons are somewhere in the neighborhood of probably 3/4 of an inch or so front to back, and maybe 1.5 inches wide. So they're large, easy to feel buttons. Up at the top next to the arm, depending on whether you're right or left-handed, is the capture buttons. You have 2 buttons that perform the same function. One's to the right of the arm, one's to the left. And again, that is just whatever you're comfortable with, reaching up with your right or left hand. All right. For more advanced users, you do have the ability to capture text and save it internally in this device, or save it to a USB thumb drive. And there's ways to save those files and access those files, etc. I think primarily, probably 8 out of 10 or more users are going to open this device up, lay a piece of paper in front of it, press a button, and have it read to you. Go, oh, thank you. That's a that's a water bill. I'll give that to my spouse to pay, and I don't have to worry about it, right? But that's the smart reader through Enhanced Vision. The price on it is $1,895. So it's and it's just has a really good sounding speaker on it when you're listening to it. Definitely a quality feeling device for £4. All right, so any further on that, or is that good?
That's good. Any questions? I could try and scan something. I'm not
I've
sure
got a
how
book
well
right
it
here.
can come out,
Shawn, got a book right
but
here.
we can try.
We have a couple hands up.
All right, let's go with that.
Go ahead, Dina.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out how to raise my hand before you actually started the presentation. I think I mentioned in one of your other webinars about the Texas Technology Access Project. And I really think it would be great if the Fort Worth Lighthouse partnered with TTAP to be a demonstration center. I know that you're working through the Texas Workforce Commission, but I wasn't sure if that would only be for people who are looking for employment or are in school. And if you worked through the Texas Technology Access Project as well, you would be able to reach more clients. Now there is a demonstration center in Dallas, so I don't know if they would consider Fort Worth to be too close to Dallas. But I think it would be great if y'all looked into being a demonstration center through that organization as well.
Yeah, I remember you saying that on a couple of weeks ago, and me and Leslie had talked about that, and we're certainly open to doing that. If perhaps if you have any contacts with them, someone I could contact, that'd be really helpful. If you
Is that the program managed out of Austin?
Yes. And they have demonstration centers throughout the state where people can go and look at technology, exactly what y'all are doing.
Right. Commonly independent living centers, right? But they would do it at lighthouses as well.
I think they would. I mean,
Okay.
you know, I don't work for them or anything. I think that our public awareness coordinator, Jacqueline, she might have a contact at the Technology Access Program. So let me check with her. If she doesn't, I think on the website, they have, you know, a listing of who works for them. And I think they have like a technology specialist or program specialist or something.
Okay.
So, you know, I just thought it'd be something, you know, they may be like, well, we only work through independent living centers. I don't really know, but I think it would be great to partner with them, and that way you'd be able to get maybe more advertising or more ways to get people to know about the great programs that y'all offer.
Well, in the assistive technology world, we're always looking for ways to increase exposure, because there's so many people out there that just don't know that it exists or have a hard time getting their hands on it or being able to sit in front of it, et cetera. So through the partnership between Crystal Vision and the Fort Worth Lighthouse for the Blind, and possibly through TTAP, then we'll see what we can do. We appreciate that information a lot.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
even though there's one in Dallas too, I mean, if you don't have reliable transportation, Dallas and Fort Worth are not close enough, you know. So I think it would be great for people in Fort Worth and the surrounding area to have
Yeah.
another place that they can go to.
Yeah, I completely agree, and that's, you know, that's why, you know, I mentioned earlier, we hope to be a resource for everyone in our community, teachers and students. So I
Sure.
hope there'll be a place for everybody to come to see technology.
Great. I'll look for a contact for you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Okay, thanks.
Do we have another hand?
Yes, we have two more. Go ahead, Bob.
What's the page size limit on that smart reader?
I believe it is. We sell quite a few of them, but I believe it's fairly standard in that it's about a 9 by 12.
So it can't scan a 8.5 by 14?
The legal size documents, you would have to scan the top half and then fold the page over and scan the bottom half. It will not do a 14-inch legal page. No, sir.
Thank you.
Not without scanning top and bottom half.
Okay, we have one more hand, and I'm blanking on the name. Last four digits are 4295.
It's Jan Gray.
Hi, Jan.
That USB that you said you could put into the, that you could put the stuff onto a USB, will that work in a computer as well?
Yes, it will save in 2 or 3 formats that will allow you to then access those. It'll be a text, an RTF, perhaps a couple of others, but it will save in formats that will allow you to, that's how you get it from the smart reader into your PC via the USB drive.
Okay, and the other question is, those will hook up into a Freedom Scientific CCTV, correct? You said you could hook it up onto a CCTV to get it enlarged, the print enlarged, where you could have both.
No, you connect it to any monitor that or television. You could use your television. You could connect it to a monitor. You could connect it via HDMI cable.
Okay.
The device.
Well, my CCTV has one of those. That's why I was asking.
Yes, and it would depend on whether on the unit, et cetera. That's something we could try to see if you could use that monitor. I know if you have a Topaz, then possibly through an HDMI to SVGA or to HDMI, a mini HDMI possibly, we could get it going through that monitor, but it's something we'd have to kind of play with and see if we can make that work.
Okay.
Otherwise, it's a traditional monitor.
Yeah, it's a Topaz.
Okay.
Yeah, I just bought it last year.
Okay.
Okay, that was my question.
Okay. So yes, I think we could accomplish.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
That's it, guys.
Did you want to attempt to scan this page, Shawn?
Yeah. Sorry, I was trying to
Shawn's multi.
I was trying to get my
Multitasking.
speech a little lower. I don't know if y'all are hearing my jaws or not, but
I think at this point they're probably pretty accustomed to it.
possibly. So
Possibly.
should I landscape this maybe, or
No, on the smart reader you can do it in portrait mode.
okay? All right, let's see here. So I'm gonna press this button up here on the left side.
You hear a camera shutter.
Processing.
As time is passing, you hear the clock ticking.
Scan. Key following. S powered on. See page 48 to scan a document. Place the unit on a flat. Key unit facing you in the top panel facing the H. Place it in front of the unit with the shorts.
It may be through hard through.
OCR speeds. OCR speed 5. OCR short side is the base of the unit. 1, as shown below, and S on the screen and Omni Reader reads it aloud.
Did y'all get any of that?
Yes, it's coming through pretty clear.
Okay, good.
It's a nice clear speaker with good bass, good tone. Don't know how it's coming through. Even though Shawn has a very nice microphone here, I don't know how it's coming through. But what you would notice if you were sitting in front of it is that it is very clear speech, very clear sound.
It's got a really wide speaker here. It really does sound good. I like it.
All right, do we want to move on to the Omni Reader?
Let's move on to that.
All right, the second one that we've looked at today here is called the
Powering down.
It's called the Omni Reader. An Omni Reader is made by Freedom Scientific, which is another Vispero company. So in Vispero, you have 3 companies that make up Vispero. That's Freedom Scientific, Optelec, and Enhanced Vision. So the Omni Reader, and Omni being multi, the Omni Reader is a full featured product for people who are low vision, possibly needing text to speech, or even where it goes to the next step is you can connect a USB Braille display. You can connect a Braille display to the Omni Reader, and it'll convert the printed text to speech, to Braille, And this unit has a 10-inch screen built into it from which you can access large print information at that point. So it is text-to-speech, text-to-braille, and text-to-large print. In the menu structure, just to go over it quickly, in the menu structure, you can also set up accounts if you have information from the NFB Newsline, Bookshare, I believe Audible, or at least some form of Audible books, etc. So you can kind of use this as a reading station. You can set it up as truly your reading center, whether you're gathering text off of the printed page, downloading it from Bookshare, getting news from NFB Newsline, etc. All right, and the price on it is $2,495. So you're adding $600, but for that $600, you are getting some additional features that may or may not be desirable to you. But you're also, if you have some vision and you want to see the text scrolling by in large print, it does have the 10-inch screen, and you can then, if you have a braille display, which it doesn't matter if it's a 14 cell or 20 or 40 or 32 cell, whatever you have, then it does text to braille as well.
So USBs.
It does have 2 USBs, so you can save information, move information from internal storage in the unit to a USB, out to a computer, and vice versa from your computer into this unit. It's pretty versatile. It also has a section, if any of you remember, the predecessor to this was a product called Sarah, scanning and reading appliance from Freedom Scientific. And in that Sarah, it had a public domain section. And there was about 200 books that are classic novels, etc., that were in the storage inside the Sarah. And they have also done that with this Omni reader as well. So there's a lot of Dickinson and various other books that are already in here that you can listen to as far as some of the old classic novels. The drawback on this one to me, though, over the what I tell people, and it's up to your own opinion, I'm just telling you what my ear deciphers for me, is that the speakers that are built into this are not as quality as the speaker in the smart reader. It has 2 smaller speakers that do just fine if you're carrying it around and on the go with it. But they can sound a little less robust than the smart reader. But it does have an earphone jack, so you could plug in a nice pair of headphones or earplugs. You could plug in an external set of speakers that would really take it to the next level as far as being real quality. And so I envision kind of with this unit, if you do set it up on a table and you have some external speakers you can plug in, you could connect a braille display. You're really going to get a lot in this, kind of your reading station in your own little personal library.
We have a question from the chat. I just got sent. Does this work with NLS?
It does not work with NLS at this time.
Okay, let's see. Can y'all see this?
Yes.
Okay, so you see the screen here and all, and then on top, if I turn it this way, there's the controls on top of the unit. And I'll go ahead and let me get the book out here. And we lay this this out in landscape mode rather than portrait.
And the gentleman earlier that asked the question about the legal size documents, I would have to see if this one possibly could do that. I think the answer is still no, but I don't know that for certain.
The recording. Press play MLL to save the voice tag again. Press the contrast button. Recording process as described above. Tag. The file is saved with a default name such DO message.
And I don't know if y'all can see any of that.
Yeah, you can see the text, and as it reads along, it blocks over the word that it's on.
Right. It has a box around it. And you can you can adjust the colors of what's on the screen, the color of that highlighting box, etc. And from listening to it through the microphone, could you guys hear the difference in the speakers?
I could.
Yeah, and so that's you know, I obviously as representative of Crystal Vision, we want to sell products, but we want to make sure that you're fully aware of what we see is the pros and cons, and some ways that even though this product has a large number of features, that's one little area that you would possibly need to, if you so chose to enhance it a little bit, would be through headphones or an external speakers.
Bob has a question. Go ahead, Bob.
Bob, you think you're muted?
That was reading across columns. Can it read one column at a time?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Any other questions? And we've literally, we spent, oh, go ahead.
Liz has a question. Go ahead, Liz.
Unmute. Okay, do any of these work with like a wireless Bluetooth headset for listening?
Not to my knowledge. I don't believe so.
Okay.
All right. Now so in talking about this, what we've talked about here so far are two tabletop models that are, you know, with the features that we've shared, etc. There are also, and for any of you that weren't part of the initial meeting that I attended, there are also two options out there that are hands-free products, and they're from a company called Orcam. I can, if you send me an email, there's going to be a presentation tomorrow at 1, on Friday at 1, that is open to the public. You just have to log in and register first. But if you send me an email to Bobby, BOBBY, at crystal-vision.com, and Crystal is like the word Christ with an AL on the end, so CHRISTAL-vision.com. If you send me an email, I can forward the email to you that has the registration information if you wanted to spend about an hour listening to a full comprehensive presentation on the products from Orcam. And there's two of those basically. There's more, but keeping it simple just for this Zoom meeting, there's two of those. There's one called the Orcam My Eyes 2 that is about the size or a little larger than a tube of lipstick, about that size, that will magnetically adhere to the side of your glasses. And so it's a wearable text-to-speech. That product can have a variety of features in it, such as object recognition, facial recognition. It does text-to-speech in several different languages, etc. And that one you wear on the side of your glasses or on the side of a pair of glasses if you so choose to. That one, depending on feature set, is going to range somewhere between $3,500 and $4,500 or $5,500. And that's, you're paying a premium price for a product that you wear that's just kind of there and on standby for you as you wear it throughout the day. They've just released a new product that I showed last time called the Orcam Read. And it's back down in the smart reader price here, close to it. Smart reader's $18.95. The Orcam Read is $19.90, $1,990. And it is, it's about a 3/4 of an inch thick, and then about an inch tall, and then about 5 inches long, I guess. So it's kind of a rectangular box, and it has really easy to use controls on top, and it is text to speech. And it comes with a lanyard that you can wear it around your neck. You could carry it in your purse, in your pocket. I actually wear a fairly heavy silver chain, and I cut the little clip part off of the lanyard and ran my silver chain through it or what have you, and I clipped the Orcam to it and just wear it inside my shirt. And for me personally, if I'm just wanting to know about text to speech, if I just want to know what a piece of paper says, I personally prefer to pull the Orcam Read out of my shirt and read with it than to wear it around all day and have to answer a question of what's that on your glasses, and what is this, what is that. But both are very quality OCR and great products.
Yeah, we have those devices as well here, and actually we're gonna be joining a webinar here with Bobby at around 1 for educators on the Orcam. So
yep, today's educators, tomorrow's the general public.
Yes.
We had a comment in the chat about the text to Braille is exciting, and is that on both of these units?
It's only on the Omni Reader at this point.
Okay, I wonder if maybe that's something they'll look at adding, because especially that device over there, that's smaller and
yeah, and they are making progress also. So the Omni Reader is text to Braille. There is also they're making progress toward on the Orcam products to be text to Braille, but that is going to, from what I understand, going to incorporate an app on an iPhone or a smartphone. So it's going to go from your Orcam device in through your phone and out through a Braille display. So not as plug and play as it is with the Omni Reader, but potentially possible in the future.
Any other questions?
We have 2 questions in the chat. Somebody asked if insurance covers the Orcam.
Most insurances across the board doesn't. Most do not cover assistive technology. Usually, when you start looking into it, you find that they won't cover it, and most doctors can't prescribe for it, et cetera. So it's kind of tricky. Funding sources, what I normally see is I'm selling these products are either going to come through an individual's resources, through the Texas Workforce Commission, and that's either through their services for older blind or through their VR program. It would come potentially through the VA for veterans who are blind or visually impaired, through their visually impaired services team coordinator, the VIST program at the VA. And then often Lions Club organizations, their mission is to help people with visual impairments, or to help their mission is vision related. So they do prescription lenses. They do everything for children that just need standard corrective lenses, et cetera. But they go further. If you approach them and present it, et cetera, and get it approved, there is potential that if you're in or near an area where there's an active Lions Club organization, they will sometimes raise money and help you to purchase these things.
And somebody asked if it could do MAP, text to Braille.
Did you say MAP? M-A-P as in?
No, MAP, M-A-P-H.
It will kind of read numbers, but with any of them, once you get away from any company out there that wants to say their text to speech is 98% or 99% accurate. What they're saying, or what they should be saying, is that if you have just a piece of paper with straight text on it, 99, potentially 99, 98, 99 words out of 100 are going to be captured, processed, and read accurately. That percentage begins to drop as soon as you start adding in boxes of text, columns, different formatting, all of that. The accuracy goes down. So if you're a student trying to pass a math class, or if you're an accountant trying to do accurate reporting or calculations, et cetera, I think OCR is a pretty risky way to capture that data. I think you're better off if you can, I actually gave you a lot of consideration to getting my master's degree in accounting. And if I had done that, the only way that I would have accessed all those numbers and math, et cetera, would have been to hire a reader to do it. And there's just some things that you just can't replace. We as blind people just can't replace yet with technology.
Not so bad when it's like a bill in the mail or something along those lines, but yeah, with all the formatting, all the symbols, and I could see that just the quality dropping significantly.
Yes. if it drops to 70% accurate, you know, then in a math class, and that might even be optimistic. And then if you only know 70 or 80% of the material, then if you're only getting 60, 70% of your material accurately, and you only know 70, 80% of that accurate information, then you're confused by all the rest. I can see it going downhill really quickly. Any other questions?
I did read something recently that Bookshare was doing something with math, ML. It's like the markup language for math,
Right.
in their Bookshare math books. They have quite an in-depth project to get math accurate in their materials.
Yeah, definitely. The product that's out there that I think is doing the most and being the most helpful in regards to math is the Braille Note Touch Plus through HumanWare. You can be on there. You can create equations. You can write math. You can do graphing. You can do a lot of that stuff. Export it out to a text document, a Word document, etc., and export that out to a teacher or professor or coworker or whatever you might need to do. And then also too, if they can put it in a format that works, that could be imported into the Braille Note Touch, so that you can then look at those, and they can do corrections. They can do if it's a student who's doing math, they can do their math, send it to their teacher. Their teacher can make changes, make suggestions, etc. Send it back to you, bring it back up in your Braille Note Touch Plus. So there's, when you're talking about a Braille Note Touch Plus, of the many things that it does, when you're into that $4,300 to $5,700 price range, math is definitely one of its strong suits.
Yet another product I get to learn.
No pressure, Shawn.
No pressure
at all. Just 40 individual pieces of technology. Any other questions or comments? Well, I don't know about you guys, and I'm pretty excited about all this stuff. This is some really cool tech.
Yeah, this room is very large. We're in the center set of cubicles. There are, I guess, 4 rows of cubicles in this room. And the one we're in right now is just for standalone OCR devices. So that's, I think we'll end up having 3 products in here. And then behind us is going to be the wearables. So like the Orcam and a site, I think. Is that Zoom Axes?
Yes.
Yeah. Several of those items are going to be over there. And then, yeah, it's pretty overwhelming to come in here and look at all this for me. Wow. And it's really exciting for y'all once you're able to come in here and see it in person.
As Shawn and others learn this, though, the way the evaluation sites work around the state is you come in and you first visit with Shawn or his team here and determine exactly what tasks you want to accomplish. And from that, Shawn would then be able to say, okay, here are the tools that are potential solutions. Here are the tools that are potential solutions for achieving those tasks. So the great part about it is, you know, through what they'll know and what you experience in an evaluation center, is they're able to filter out so that you don't have to come in and try to decipher yourself between 40 products, which one's the tool for me. That'll be part of the evaluation site's ability, is to listen to what you want to accomplish and then only show you what's relevant in that situation. So it's a great opportunity to be able to come in and know that it's all here and all the options will be here for you, but it will be narrowed down so that it isn't as complex and as overwhelming for you as what it would be if you were just brought in here and turned loose on your own. It would be a mess.
It's not Best Buy. You know, they won't send you in here and say, "All right, go find it."
Yep.
Yep. Yeah, it's kind of surreal for me anyway, because I remember months ago walking into this room and it was empty, and you know, it was ringing. but no, it was empty and
Such.
there was no equipment or anything, any carpet for that matter. So it's really amazing to see it come along the way it has.
Yeah, Kevin, you and I came and walked this area. I remember showing you kind of where this room was going to be, and it was just all that cement floor.
Mm-hmm.
We walked around. We got a wall over here to my left, and yeah, it's really, really incredible what
I haven't measured.
management has done here.
I haven't measured, but I would estimate that this room is now about twice to maybe approaching, but at least twice the size of a good sized 2-car garage. So it's pretty. Do you know the square footage?
I want to say it's 40 by 40. I think I heard that at some point.
Okay, then I would need to walk around more, because that's the 40 by 40 is 1,600 square feet, and an average 2-car garage nowadays is 400 square feet. So this is 4 2-car garages in this room, full of space and technology, and so I hope you guys will come in and put Shawn to his paces in here.
That, and once we get down to a certain point, I believe we're going to have some kind of open house, and so that'll be another opportunity for everybody to come. I'm sure Bobby will be back with Jack and others, and I even invited Jeff if he's in town. So we'll be looking forward to having. Go ahead.
Jeff Bazer, is that who you're talking about?
Yeah.
Jeff Bazer is the, when I left Freedom Scientific, if any of you know me in those days when I was working for Freedom Scientific and later Vespero, when I left there and came to work specifically for Crystal Vision, then a guy named Jeff Bazer took my place there at Vespero. So he's also here in this area if you ever need help from him. There's folks like Jeff Bazer from Vespero, Sam Adler from Humanware, Bob Ream from Orcam, quite a few folks. But ultimately, if you call if you're looking to purchase and you already know what you want, call Crystal Vision. We can certainly tap you into us as a resource and to all those folks that we work with on a daily basis.
So yeah, we'll look forward to having everybody here, and along with our client services team and our CEO Platt Allen and everybody else. So
a lot of exciting possibilities on the horizon for us. Any other questions or comments?